Welcome back, Ball Busters. Today we're going to take a look at a match between a couple of skill level 2s. So let's get right to it. Looks like Brian has won the lag. This is a race to 2. So he's going to be braking. I did see a stripe go down on the brake. So, not a lot of problems on the table. Looks fairly open. But we are with skill level 2, so that's always going to be a little more difficult. You can't take some things for granted. So, and like in any match, there will always be missed shots, no matter what skill level you are. So. Looks like he's going to try and cut that 13 in there, I'm guessing. He managed to do that, so. Now he's got the 11. Got a decent run ahead of him here if he can keep his composure and control the cue ball a little bit. That was far harder than was necessary. He's looking at a long cut on either the 14 or the 9 ball. Able to do that, and even managed to get the 8 ball out of there, so if he continues on his run, he may have a shot at the 8. Cut that 14 in now. Hey, he managed to get it. Definitely made it more difficult for the 15. That's a very tough slice right there to get that in. Not sure if that's the 10 ball. Can make it down in that corner pocket. If it can get by the 5, it's possible. It's thin. You almost got to hit a little bit of rail first and then knock it into the flat of the corner, and it may go. It's a valley table, so if you're going to be able to make it, this is one you could be able to make it on. So. Just like that. That was a heck of a shot for him. So now he's in a tough position, so he's going to take a timeout, talk it over a little bit, and see how he can proceed from here. So he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself after making that shot. Looks like he's going to try and do a 2-rail hit on the 15 here. Hey, nice. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Leave a comment down below whether you think for a skill level 2 that was luck or that was planned. Maybe a little bit of both. Alright, he's called the top left corner. Be a heck of a run for a skill level 2 right here. Finish out. Ooh, came real close to scratching on that. All right, let's see how Tanner goes forward here. Probably best just to start off with that 4. to get back around so you can get towards the middle of the table a little bit. Now, he just poked at it, so it's going to sit right there. I think I can't tell if he's shooting at the 1 ball or the 7, probably the 1 ball. No, it was a 7. Well, if nothing else, he definitely left him tough there. So he's got a tough shot on that 8. And he's got another timeout. Each skill level 2s have 2 timeouts per game, so he's just used his second one there. And we'll see how he's going to call it. Go for the bank. That's below the pocket, and he's going to try and slice that in. I don't see that happening. Well, that'll be ball in hand there. Now, if Tanner plays smart, he's going to take his timeout here, or one of his timeouts, and move towards it. So if he plays smart, he can work this to his advantage. He doesn't have to make them all. He just has to play smart and get some good leads where he can get back in the game. A few more ball in hands. 1 ball at a time. He needs to roll a little bit forward on this 6 if he's going to take the 6. Not need to hit it that hard and to stop it right there. You actually should have rolled forward just a little bit in order to then take that 1 and come back down, hopefully in the middle of the table, take the 7, then the 5 and 2 and 8. You want to come off that bottom rail. Back up in the middle of the table where you are right now. And that's very difficult. Probably one of the best things to do now, even though that 1 makes that corner pocket very big, being that close to the 2 ball to try to run it up there is going to be tough. So the best thing is maybe sit behind the 5, play a safety, and try to hide the cue ball behind the 5. Wow. That was a hit and a hope. Now if he tries for the corner down here, Brian tries for the corner, he runs the risk of scratching almost 100%. If he tries for the side, and he doesn't hit it too hard, giving the English a chance to spin off of it, he could be able to make it. Or if he hits it just the right speed, he could hit the rail down there. So he's used both his timeouts, so he's got to figure this one out on his own. A little tough on the pocket because looks like it's a little bit below it, or above it in this case from your perspective, and it's got to just thin it in there. Now that was awfully hard, and he scratched, so that's a loss. He did not need to hit it that hard. Tanner lucked out in that one. got a game up. So he's on the hill right now. Tanner's on the hill and got the break. So let's see how he does on his first break. Or I guess his second break here. All right. Did manage to get one in. Big cluster down there though, so that's going to be a lot of work ahead for both of them, trying to get those balls separated and get them out of there. Good thing is he's only got 2 and they're on the exteriors of everything. A lot of solids are wrapped around the 8, so he may be able to eventually at least hit him to get him out a little bit. Looks like he's going for the combination here. And I think he hit the 6 first. So it's going to be ball in hand for Brian. Which is one of the worst things he could have hoped for. Alright, just got to be careful of a double hit here. Let me know what you think. Was that a double hit or not in the comments down below. I'm going to say yes, given the way the cue ball traveled forward right after it. If you don't have somebody watch the shot, you run the risk of that because it goes to the shooter's call on whether or not it was a double hit or not. So if there's ever any doubt, you need to have somebody watching the shot. Looks like he's going for the 13 here. Not sure what he was attempting to do there. Right now, leaving the cue ball at the bottom down here is the best possible outcome for Brian, whether he makes a shot or not. Because Tanner doesn't really have a shot on anything. Now the 8's in the way for an 11. If it was on the right hand side, he at least could have went to 15, 3, carom 11, to get him out of there at least. Stuck in there as well. He might be able to see a portion of that 13 just by the 8. Yep, that was a very good hit. Very good hit by Tanner. Good shot. He's going to try and park the 9 ball in the corner here. Nope, he's just going to make one of Brian's balls for him. Brian gonna do here? Looks like he probably wants to try that 6 ball. Oh, maybe he's going for the 4, because that is a tough With that 9 over there, it's going to make that ball tough. So if he's got a chance to try to put it in the corner, this would be time to do it. So. Got to remember, 2s don't have a lot of cue ball control, so their shot selection is going to be modified from what higher level skill levels would be playing. Here you just want to come off the rail for that 9. Just like that, but you got to make the ball first. Your first priority's got to be making a ball. Honestly, didn't leave him too bad there. Got another tough cut on the 15 to the corner. Got to be careful because that 9, you're going to carry him off of there, and that 9 could help you scratch. So you got to be careful about that. And the 9 being down there, you want to hit the rail just before with right hand English to spin it into it. You don't want to hit him at the same time or it'll come off the rail. Like that. Pretty certain Brian's going to take this one because it's one of the tougher balls on the table, so get it off the table. Kind of took the shot for granted and rushed it a little bit, stood up on the shot, so. That 7 ball is helping out tremendously Brian because Tanner can't get to it from this angle, so. It would help for setting up and running them out. He was trying to put it over there. Unfortunately, he's hitting a little hard, so, which is the case a lot of times with some players. Tanner can make the 9, hit it softly. He can get to the 15, and then he can work the cue ball up the table for the 11. So. And we don't want to hit it softly, because reasons. But he did manage to put Brian in a difficult situation. That is what we say in the industry was a hit and hope, and something went in. Fortunately for Brian, it wasn't the 8 ball. Not sure what he was trying to do there. Take the 9 here with just a touch of follow. Rather abrupt, hard hitting. It didn't require that. Now you're going to have to put a lot of spin on it to get it out to where you can get up table for the 11. And he did there. That was good. That was good. But again, got to make that shot. And it wouldn't have been that tough of a shot if he would have hit it easier back of the 9. So thinking a ball or two ahead. But where you want to leave the ball is how hard you need to hit it for your next position. Doesn't look as though he wants to go forward. It looks like he wants to stop this. He went forward, but I guess maybe he was thinking on trying for the 7. But if he just would have hit a little bit harder, he could have come out to the middle of the table. If he didn't have the 6, then he did have the 7. So now he's placed his 5 in a difficult position. Careful about scratching here. Well, now if he can cut, if Brian can cut the 6 in the side, he'll be coming up table for that 5 ball. So, and he's going to take a timeout to talk that over to make sure that's how it's going to happen. That's the avenue he's going for. That was an awfully hard hit. And probably the one spot on the table that absolutely hooked you from either of your balls. Now he's going to use the second timeout. Tanner's got ball in hand and he's on the hill. He's taking a timeout. Because he's been hitting it so hard, we're going to go to the corner, then the side, then the other corner for the 8. He could even go to the corner with this one. All he's got to do is make the ball. A little bit of a stop shot, not too hard. Don't put any too much bottom or left on it because you'll hide behind that 7 ball. And that's exactly what he did. So now Brian's going to have to take a look at what he's got to do with the 5 ball and the 7. If he hits the 5, drives it over to the left here, that'll leave him a pretty tough shot on the 15. So. Guess he's looking at trying to drive it to that corner. What he could do is just tap it, leave it right in front of the side pocket, and leave Tanner a bank-only shot, which would be blocked by the 7. Leave him almost straight across from it. But I don't envision he knows that or not. Expect that kind of. And he's going to look out with an incredibly good safety here. As I've said in the past, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Looks like Tanner's only chance at going at this is going to be off the long rail. Looks like he needs to hit it about that. Maybe 1.5 to 1 1/4 diamond. Good thing is that for Tanner is Brian's got his balls at opposite ends of the table. And cue ball control isn't always the best for skill level 2. So even though he's got ball in hand, it could be tough for him. When really all he needs to do is hit it, drive it off the side rail with a little bit of right spin, other direction, and he'll go hit into the other far rail and be set up on the 7 easily. He brings into play now possibly hitting the 8. Not having the control, of a senior player, and he decided just to leave that hit it very soft and leave it a very long distance, full length of the table. Try to cut it in. That's the one thing that lower level skill players don't have, is they don't have the confidence in their shot to run it off the rails. They don't have the cue ball control to be able to run it several rails and get the position that they want. And you think you got to hit it hard to get the results you want. You don't always have to hit things hard to get the results you want. You can hit it very easily and come back up the table again with a fraction of that speed that you just hit it. Now if Tanner was to put this into the side, come off the bottom rail here, back down to the other rail, he'll be set up for the 8. If he puts it in the corner, he needs to come off the long rail, then the short rail towards the 8 again. That was one time he actually should have hit it hard and he hit it super soft. So here is just put it in the side pocket and you get a natural leave for the 8. Take a look at his bridge when he's down on there. See how his thumb's elevated? There's no stability in that. You want to have as stable as a bridge as you possibly can. Now he's got his whole wrist and the back part of his hand up off the table. That's his extremely unstable rest. You'll get varied outcomes. Try to have as stable as rest as possible. Don't have your thumb out there flopping in the wind, just out on its own. It needs to be up tight against your fingers and curled up. Then you've got a good groove for your cue to be in. All he essentially has to do here is make the ball. He'll get a leave. As long as he doesn't bash it around the table. We don't know where it's going to end up at. Tanner's trying for the bottom left corner here. Two reasons you want to hit this shot coming up here for Brian Soft. One, you'll get the leave you want. Be almost straight in on the 8. And two, when you leave it over there, you leave a very difficult shot for Tanner if you happen to miss. If you're going to hit it hard, you got to make sure you come back off that rail back over to the 8 again. If you're going to go 2 to 3 rails. And he tried to hit it so hard he took his eye off the cue ball, missed his mark totally, mishit the cue ball, and missed the object ball. So now what Tanner needs to do definitely not go the full length of the table past the side pocket. That's not a skill set that skill level 2 is adept in. Go to the short, go right to the corner in the lower left, give yourself a little bit of an angle, and the upper left you're going to want to put on that, on the cue ball, will help you spin off of the bottom rail back towards the 8 down there. why did you hit that so soft if you wanted to be back down table? If you wanted that to go back to the middle of the table, why'd you hit it only soft enough to barely make it to the rail? When the rest of the game you've been hitting it so hard. Part of it is, got the cue ball a little bit too close to the object ball. Then you need to add more top on that to get more movement out of the ball. Few more inches of separation and you wouldn't need, it has time to build up momentum and then continue on to where you want the actual position to be later on. This is a very tough cut for Brian, but if he makes it, he'll get natural leave. So. Put a top on that, cause it to roll out. A little more bottom. Still a makeable cut. Just need to take your time, focus on where you need to hit the cue ball into the 8. Don't hit it hard enough that you're going to scratch. You want this to be pocket speed. No need to hit it that hard, none whatsoever. In addition, you ran the risk of scratching in a multitude of pockets, the obvious one being the top left corner. Alright, I want you to pause the video and let me know if Tanner makes this 8. What he needs to do is put bottom on it, and he's been hitting hard the whole time. If you hit soft on this, even if you hit bottom, you'll follow it in and scratch, because the cue ball slides across and it stops its rotation and then begins momentum, takes it with a forward roll, and that's exactly what happened there. It lost its backspin and started in forward rotation. So now we're down to they're both on the hill. Brian breaking, doesn't look as though he made anything. Tanner has selected solids. And he's focusing on making the ball, but I don't believe he's focusing on where he wants his cue ball to be once that's accomplished. So we need to work on that a little bit. So he sets himself up for the next shot. I don't think it's advantageous for skill level 3s to be thinking 3 balls ahead. They rarely get there. I think thinking the next ball ahead and perfecting that is predominantly more important in their skill set. Once they can do that, then we can progress to thinking 2 and 3 balls ahead. Now they're both on the hill, so the winner of this match the winner of this game decides the match. Unfortunately, he had a miscue there. Even though he did hit his ball, nothing touched the rail, so it's going to be ball in hand for Tanner. Tanner's biggest problem balls right now are the 6-7, which are right up adjacent to the 8. The 3's not sitting in a great position. And the 1 ball, which can be made from almost anywhere on the table, he's going to take first. Which a lot of times is alright. If you're playing another skill level 2, just making a ball and eventually, a ball or 2 at a time, eventually you'll get past your opponent, and hopefully you'll be able to work around to the point where patience is a virtue and you get the win eventually. Your opponent can become discouraged if they're so far behind in the ball count that they start missing even more shots. But he didn't do anything with about his problem balls on the table, and he actually took the easiest ball to shoot that could have been made from almost anywhere on the table in several different pockets. He took that off the table. Right now, the only problem ball for Brian is the 11 ball. He improved his situation on the 11 a little bit. There's angles that allow it to go to the corner now. And even the far corner in the bottom right, if given the right positioning. I believe Tanner's going for that 3 in the side. 3 in the corner. Not at all sure where that was supposed to go. He's definitely gave Brian a look at this 11 ball now to the corner. Takes and makes. And now he's got a look at the 12 and 9. Oh, I guess that was the 14 and 9. Oh no, it was 12. Tanner hopefully will break out a couple of his balls here and hide down to that end of the table away from these if he's thinking smart. That was a good play. That was a good play. He busted up his problem balls. Everything's open now. He did leave him a tough shot on the 9. He can see his balls, so he can hit that 12 or that 9. But at least he was thinking right, thinking towards trying to get some of his problem solved for a future shot at him. That's a fortunate safety for Brian. And he's going to take a timeout. Tanner will, and take a look at where he needs to hit it to try to get a good bank on this. Okay, at least he got a good hit. Wasn't what he was going for, but he got a good hit. So now Brian is taking a timeout and going to look. It was unfortunate that Tanner hit the ball that he did on the side that he did, because it left it down this end of the table. So he's got some pretty easy shots at his balls. So that was kind of weak. Got an easy shot on the 5, easy shot on the 4. I think I'd take the 5, start getting to where you can work down towards that end of the table. If he can stop it right here, then he can shoot the 3 next, then the 4. That's a good shot. Now he should go for the 3 next. Same thing again. Shoot a stop shot. All right, not quite a stop shot, but all right. Move toward the 4. Just make the 4. You'll come off there, shoot the 6, and you want to, when you're shooting the 6 down that bottom rail, a little bit of left, and you'll come right back up to where the cue ball's sitting right now for that 7 ball. They decided to have him take that 7 out. So notice how he kind of jabbed at it. Not a smooth stroke at it. He jabbed at it, so that's why I kind of pushed it off at the last second. Looks like we're trying for the combo here. Good shot. Good shot. Not sure which one he's going to try to attack first. It looks like the 14 might be easier to go at, a little bit easier of a cut, and then a leave. You don't have to hit it as hard. You don't have to send the cue ball as far. I think he's making the right decision here on this one. Just make the ball. Don't hit it a ton. I'm going to try and back cut this in there. It's a difficult shot. Unfortunate. Fortunate for Tanner. He was able to get that win for the team. It was errors on both sides, and that allowed for the wins to take place. Nobody won outright. There were scratches and early 8s. So but it was a great match between the two. Hopefully they learned a lot and they continue to improve. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.